Thank you, Shane, for that frostbit warming welcome from Saskatchewan. And welcome to another slice of the good, the bad, and the orange, where we are at one of my favorite places on earth, infinityfitnessaz.com. And we're here with the leaders, the experts, the trainers, and the brainchild of, and the founder of Infinity Fitness. And the reason we brought them on is when you think about moving to Arizona, and you go, I don't know, where do I work out? Do they work out the same? Do they carry cactus? Do they still flip tires? What do I do when it's 115 degrees? How do I connect with people when I move here? And I will say the gym has been one of the best places for me to connect. So as we jump in, Dave is also got a side gig. No, it's actually his real gig. He is co-owner of Talon Capital, which does fine mortgages, and you do commercial finance as well, right? And you can elaborate more than yes or no questions. But so tell us a little bit about when you started the gym, why you started the gym.
My background is commercial banking, commercial finance. I never thought I would be in the fitness industry. I've always been into fitness and enjoyed, running, biking, hiking, everything. And when I moved to Arizona, almost 20 years ago now, I really enjoyed it. I loved the outdoor activities. And I ended up stumbling upon this place that had this unique workout that I'd never done before. A lot of people call it boot camp or high intensity training, HIIT classes. And I just fell in love. And we had an amazing community. I made a lot of great friends. And one day the trainers and I just decided, hey, I think we can do this even better than the place that's doing it now. And so we decided to kind of form our own partnership and started Infinity Fitness in September of 2013. And there's been some highs and lows, but it's been an amazing journey. Along the way, I found April and Carlos, and I have pretty much the dream team now.
Dream team.
Yeah.
So hey, you know what that is? A reason to renegotiate your contracts. He just called you the indispensable.
Yeah, they're long-term.
Okay.
Non-negotiable contracts.
Yeah. All right. And April, when did you join Dave?
Well, I knew Dave when he started Infinity Fitness back in 2013, and I was just a member then. And then, like him, I had always been interested in fitness, and I decided, I'm going to make this more than just a passion. And I started, I got my certification, and then I started doing a few classes at Infinity when we first started, boxing classes. And then I moved into coaching more classes, and then later on, David asked me to join as a general manager, and I thought, well, I love these people, I love what I'm doing, and the rest is history.
April is one of these people, we will all say this. So I work out typically in the afternoon, and she's already back home in bed, I think. She's up at like 3 in the morning, but occasionally she'll run one of the 4:30 class. And we all say she's got this look. It's kind of that look of very stern mother with a smile on her face. We go, oh crap, gotta work harder. And she goes, I'm not doing that. It's like we all are going, yes, you are, you're the one. But April's helped me. She's done some nutritional coaching too, which I think is key. And just really all around, give you a hug and encouragement. And then there's Carlos. Carlos, for fun, runs the Grand Canyon, and I don't know what else you do, but you're writing a lot of the workouts. So when we're swearing, we're using Carlos's name. But when did you join these hoodlums?
So I joined in 2013 when we first started. Also.
So you're founding member too.
So when I first started, I was just a contractor trainer, and I was just working out in the afternoon. I actually left Infinity for a year and decided to go teach high school Spanish. So that's actually where I got my education in. But I learned really quick that's not what I wanted to do. So a year after that, they brought me back, and I've stayed ever since. So.
Well,
Carlos is also a college track athlete as well, so he's
I didn't know you were still in college.
being very humble, but the guy's a stud. He's super fit, and when he left for a year, I mean, we felt it. And then on the ride back from Vegas, he was stuck with me for 4.5 hours.
It was over.
I convinced him to come back.
They definitely tricked me into it. Yeah, they kind of cornered me, and but it all worked out, and it's exactly what I wanted to do. So, very grateful for the opportunity to be here and be part of this amazing group.
Well, we talk about culture in our business. I think in any business, culture is everything. So, think about how many gyms are. What are about 55,000 in a 5-mile radius? I mean, it's crazy. But you guys have persevered. COVID. I remember working through the COVID when Dave conned all the members into sanitizing equipment for him. I thought that was brilliant. Okay, sanitize the equipment. Okay, yes sir. But you survived that, and I think that speaks of culture of a gym. So, that I don't know how many members you lost or didn't lose. I mean, you did some things to retain because you had to, but I know that was a challenging time. What do you think kept you guys on the radar screen? So many places closed. I mean, everything closed.
I'm gonna let April take this one just because she was instrumental in keeping us afloat during COVID and just our community as well.
Well, it definitely took a team to manage through that. So we had to pivot really quick, and we immediately went online. Carlos and myself and some of the other coaches right away started doing online workouts, and wow, that was interesting.
It was really interesting.
You even did it with a smile. I remember watching a few of those going, I don't know, he's doing that.
And we didn't know what we were doing, but here's the thing: is we had to do something, because always in the back of my mind and just the main focus and what always kept me going is I gotta keep us together. I have to keep this community together, because people were looking to me, to us, and well, what do we do now? Because we are so bonded and spend so much time together, not just the hour in the gym, but we're friends outside of the gym. And so that was always my main focus. So getting online, having them see our faces, and then eventually we did some outdoor workouts. And we, thank you to our community. I always feel so blessed because people stuck with us. They didn't have to. They didn't have to keep spending the money. They didn't have to keep the membership, keep their membership going. I've just always been so incredibly grateful for that.
One of the things I think that I look at when I look at businesses is when they succeed, especially small business. I think things get kind of lost in the shuffle when you get big, large corporations. But one of the principals, or one of the guys that I subscribe to, is Tony Dungy, and he wrote this book called Mentor Leadership. It was a book on how he coached and how Chuck Noll taught him to coach. And what it was is everyone's on the same level, but you still have to have a coach and head coach and line coach and all those people. But the idea is you're going to try to elevate everyone above you. But in times of crisis, 4th and 34, the head coach, someone's got to step up and make those decisions. And that's kind of what you guys did. I think what I see in the culture of this gym, so and tying back to why, if you moved here, you would want to look for a gym family, is you put members first. Seriously. I mean, if you ran the business model, maybe it would have made sense to just let's shut it down until this thing's over. I don't know, but I mean, there's always ways you could look at it strictly from a financial standpoint, but you didn't do that. You said, we got to be here for our people, which is family. And that's really, it says up there, we are not a gym, we are family. And that's, kind of cliche for a lot of places, but I don't think it is here. And so, that's one of the things I've admired about this facility. People kind of ebb and flow at times. We go through our crises of our own, and you guys, everything's constant. And I think that's leadership, and leadership. Even when you do hurt us, Carlos, in some of those workouts, I don't know where you find that stuff. Where do you find those insane, the crazy Ivan doing a backflip with a...
I don't know about backflips,
well,
but yeah, I mean,
don't give me any
our
ideas.
workouts are definitely challenging, and we do want to bring that challenge aspect to our members. Growing up, I've had a lot of friends that were athletes, and a lot of them now are not athletes, but they still want that challenging part of their life in competition.
Yep.
So this is just another step for them in order for them to get that. And I think it's great that we push our members to the limit, and everybody has their own limit. So we have learned to find that out, what that is for each member, and that comes with knowing everybody and having those relationships with them. That helps tremendously on knowing how much we can push them.
Well, I think that's true. So I think one of the biggest fears when you join a gym, and so especially now we're moving in from somewhere else, and you're going to go in and you see all these people doing crazy stuff. Now, I don't go to 5 a.m. I know that's a certain crowd of insane, but the fear is, I'm going to have to try to keep up. I'm going to have to try to feel like I'm doing everything everyone else is doing, and yet that is something that you do. Everybody's limited. When someone's limping wrong or doing whatever, it's amazing how you are tuned into that. So that, yes, you have a workout that pushes everybody, but you're also truly, it's where someone can go just to their limit without feeling like they're not performing well or they're under peer pressure or something like that. So that's true. I mean, that's really key. One of the raps you hear about boot camps is they go do these things like crazy and then they run people into the ground because no one's really paying attention.
Well, and I think just to add on to that, is Carlos is really good about being creative with workouts, and we're really we train our coaches to help progress or regress an exercise, and because we have everyone here from age 7 to almost 80, so we have plenty of people here in different abilities.
So I've got room yet, right? I mean,
You
80,
do.
okay,
We've talked about that.
Yeah, yes.
We talked about that. So I think it's really important for people to understand that everybody has their first day, and we, at least in our environment, in our community, we work hard to welcome people at their own ability and their own place that they want to start at. And we always encourage them to do a little bit more every day, but we don't push them beyond their capability.
Top 3 tips for someone going hiking in July for the first time.
Boy.
Hydration.
It happens, I know
Yeah.
people do it, they go, oh, this is fine. It feels cool because
In Arizona, hydration would be number one.
So what does that mean, though? What does that really mean? So, everyone gets their Costco bottle of water, they're 11 ounces or 12
And you
ounces?
should probably have like 3 or 4 of those in your bag.
Okay.
And then I'd say 2 to 3 days beforehand, start hydrating maybe a gallon a day. I know it sounds like a lot, but once you're out there, here in Arizona at least, in 115-degree weather, if you're going to do that, you have to be really well prepared, or helicopter's going to pick you up somewhere.
Yeah.
And I know 115 is an exaggeration, but even when you get 102 or 3, I mean, it feels nice here because it's dry. But dry means we're drying out. We're going to turn into a skeleton.
Yep. And I'd say, I do a lot of hiking, and I'd say just focus on staying out of midday sun. Go early in the morning or at dusk. Hydrate as well. So make sure you feel your ground too.
Donuts.
Not donuts.
The donut, so I went to get donuts for the office. I can say this because I wasn't successful. The donut place we go to decided to close on Tuesdays. I was crushed. But I knew coming here that I could come with a clean conscience because I didn't have a donut. Because April would look at me and go, I can tell you had a donut. Your face is puffy. So what other tips, someone moving, why would they join Infinity? What's the process? How long should someone give a gym a try? I mean, what are those? What are people? What should they look for? So when you're looking for a gym, they can go to Lifetime because beautiful people go there and they all wear their makeup and their Lululemon and they drink their smoothie. And I'm sorry if you're a Lifetime member. I know it's a serious gym in some way. Or you go to one of the meathead places, where you're wearing torn clothing and your muscles are torn. But what are you looking for? So what? They come in here. What's the process? What's the process?
Well, you touched on it earlier, Jay. I think someone moving here from, another state or even outside of Phoenix, the nice thing about our gym is you're going to be welcome. You're going to be called by your first name whenever you come in, whenever you leave, and we really are a family. We work together, we work out together, but we also have fun together as well. So you're going to have an instant group of 20, 30, 40 friends, depending on how you work out. So I think that's a big key. We actually just had a Halloween party a couple days ago that went to the wee hours of the night. We probably had, 60 or 70 people there, and I don't think you can say that about, Lifetime or EOS or some of those other gyms. So, I'd say from that perspective, like family, and I'll let Carla speak to what you get from
Yeah, I think that we have so many different programs that encompass a lot about health. So anything from nutrition to working out, and we try to meet everybody's needs where they're at and help them just be a little bit more healthy, a little bit more conscious about their building strength. We want them to build muscle. We want them to burn fat. We're not a gym that's going to, we're not really focused on weight loss. We're focused on body composition changes and just building a healthy lifestyle. What would you add to that?
Yeah, I agree. For me, it's big on youth exercise. So
you've got a huge youth program,
Yeah.
don't you? What a great place for kids to get involved if they just moved here. Get to meet other kids, get some activity.
Yes.
Place for parents to drop them off, so you can babysit them.
Our winter and summer camps are a perfect place for that because all the kids are out of school, and even during that time, especially during COVID, a lot of kids couldn't see their friends. So being able to have something for them to all come to the same place and still be able to do that safely was a big deal for us. We always run this program in the winter and in the summer, and that's our biggest youth program that we run with the family.
And during the school year as well, but our bigger programs, yeah. Cross does a great job of programming every kids ages 7 to through high school. So, and then what's great is that they stay on and keep working out with us in the adult program. So now we have that, and it's great to see them growing up, taking these the exercises, the strength that they've learned, the things that they've learned here, and then continuing on in their lives. It's really
seeing these
great.
kids grow up from being little high schoolers and even younger than that, and then them staying on until they're done with college, and then coming back and being adult members with us is pretty special. For us to be a part of their lives in that type of moment builds a lot of character for them, and it's good to say that we had a hand helping them.
I'd speculate you do a little bit of youth mentoring. I mean, I can imagine, kids are going through all sorts of things at those teen ages or even younger, and you're the guy they probably trust and look up to, and you're their hero in a way because they can relate to you, and I've watched you. You don't hold back, and it's not like you're going, oh, that's okay. It's like, stop crying. No, you don't do that. No, but I mean, seriously, you see that mentoring going on, and I think that, we talked today about all the issues with youth, and schools and all sorts of stuff. We get going on a tangent, but having a program like this where they can interact with their kids, but have really a wholesome and healthy environment to learn, and again, have a trusted place to go.
Yeah, I think, again, Carlos is being humble. He has, I can think of 4 current Division I athletes right now softball, basketball, that came up through Carlos's youth program over the years. And it was really cool this last summer because we, in the past, the college kids would be out for summer and they'd maybe pop in and say hello, but we said, okay, well, why don't you just work out on your summer break? I gave the college kids a college deal, and we had 12 to 15 college kids in here working out with us during the summer. And, I know I wasn't doing that in college. I was doing something else.
Were you?
Yeah. But yeah, it's a fantastic program. And, you can see the diversity of people here getting ready to take our main class. And it's just a fun group of people that want to come in and get fit and stay fit.
So, Carlos, could I be a Division I athlete since you're doing the youth? If I join the youth program?
We could find the right sport for you.
You want to elaborate on that?
Maybe you could start curling.
Well, it's on the ice, and of course I know what that's like. I really have enjoyed the opportunity to come here. I do not take lightly what you've done for me as far as both physical and mental health. I know you didn't sign up to be a psychiatrist, but April is kind of a psychiatrist. Tell me how you feel. Oh, it's April. Oh gosh.
Why did you eat that?
Yeah, exactly. Really? You had 12 of those? No. But as we segue out, so you moved. I want to ask you. You were going to be on our commercial deal, and then you had to go do an Uber to the airport. But you went through getting out of a building. I don't know if you sold that or if you had a lease and you got out of that, and then you had to find a new facility, and then you had to upgrade it. And I know that's been a dusty, long journey. I look at April's face. So what were So someone, it's the same thing. Someone coming here and starting a business, they got to go through that. What was that like? But quick, you got 2-3 minutes. Just what was that like? Moving from home to we're going to start. We got a new place. We're next to the boot barn. Great, we'll get some boots and we'll do some dancing and we'll work out.
Yeah, for a variety of reasons, we ended up having to move locations.
Yeah.
And it was, we tried to move a year ago, find a space. And as you know from how hot this market is, it was brutal. It was so hard to find a space. We were actually one of 50 applicants for this location, according to our landlord, over 20 gyms were in this. And it was really cool. This group of owners, it's individuals from the Midwest, and we actually, I said, you need to come see our facility and meet our people, and so April and Carlos met them, and we spent an hour and a half with them telling them, who we are, what our plan is, and at the end of the day, they said, we like you, we want to support small business, you guys have a space. Wow. So that felt like a big win to us. And then yes, this was an empty shell, and so we built a nice lobby and locker rooms. And it was absolute hell.
With a lot.
Construction in this market right now is hard, as you know. A 4-month project is now only 11, and we're almost that. But,
and last week I saw you were here vacuuming around us because they had done their drywall work.
Yeah.
And so there was this nice white haze all over everything. Here's Dave with his vacuum, right in. Can you move over a little bit? Okay, vacuum. So executive participation.
Absolutely, yeah. As April said earlier, it's a team effort. And we're all pitching. Our members have been very patient, but at the end of the day, we have an amazing facility. It's the largest space for this type of
So if someone wants to find out more, they go to your website, right? infinityfitnessaz.com. Dave's personal number, because he wants you to call him. But go give it a try. They got I really give my number. I highly recommend someone give it a try. It's the best thing you can do is give it a try. And they're, the location I think is great. Rain free in the 101. So you can be
Yeah.
south, you can be north, you can be east, maybe not so much west, but a good place to be. Last tidbit, we always talk a little bit about the market. And one thing to keep in mind, there's been so much talk about we're in a free fall and the market's crashing and all these factors that the national news is portraying. And really, I think the one thing to keep in mind is that we talk about on a regular basis is that we have a structural housing shortage in the valley. So we've got all these businesses moving in along 303 with the Taiwan chip manufacturer. They've all committed. There's over 20 businesses, high-tech businesses. And yeah, we're in a lull, but with that 75,000 units short and building permits in Maricopa and Pinal County and central Arizona as well are down to the lowest they've been in years. We're not creating enough housing. So it's hard to get caught. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that I don't want to pay a high rate, but it's a great time because there is more housing, especially in the affordable markets. Lenders have great programs where they will refi you, right? Yep. I mean, date the rate, buy the house, or marry the house, and we're going to see 6 months rates will fall back at some point. This pent-up demand is going to jump back in. We're going to see a ramp up in the Phoenix marketplace. So ignore the man behind the curtain, the national news that says everything's falling. They're out of water. We did a podcast that's coming out this week on actually on water. Corey, Michigan, Corey Fort Cap, did a great presentation on why we're not even in a drought. It's the Rocky Mountains are in a drought, and that's a big misnomer, and we have plenty of drought. But, anything else you guys like to add? No? Trying to go to work, I see.
Yeah, we did ready to start a class, but another thing about Infinity is that we're very flexible and open. You want to come in and try a class 2 or 3 to see if you like it. That's great. And if you want to join, there's no commitment, no contracts. If you want to be here, you'll be here. If you don't want to be here, you don't here.
I've been on a 2-year trial. Pretty soon they're going to bill me. Well, with that,
Thank you.
yes, thank you both. And remember that luckily we are sponsored by a very mentally fit lawyer's title who has the brain power to get you recorded. And you can find Infinity's information on the podcast. Like, subscribe, share, listen. Same with YouTube, and we'll see you next time on The Good, the Bad.